Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hyruler, and today we're talking about a rumor that ties both Marvel and PlayStation back together for another game. So with that being said, we're going to talk about an article that just went up based off the Xbox Era podcast, and we're talking about some additional details that makes me believe that this is actually happening. So the article in question is from comicbook.com, which did a good job at kind of diving deep into that section of the podcast, which I listened to last night, and then kind of summing it up. So we're going to use their article as our backdrop here, but obviously I'll put a link down in the description below to both the article as well as the podcast for anyone who wants to listen in themselves. All right, so they say news of this supposed Marvel multiplayer game comes the way of Nick Baker, who is an industry insider that has shared accurate information in the past. On the latest episode of the Xbox Era podcast, which Baker co-hosts, he explained that he had been told from a lone source that a Marvel multiplayer title of some sort is currently being developed. Baker stressed that there were some additional details on the game that he wasn't at liberty to share, but he did say he believes that a project as a whole, if it is real, would be exclusive to PlayStation 5. Adding his own conjecture to the mix, Baker theorized INSOMNIAC Games could once again be the studio in question that is working on this Marvel project. Now, they are currently working on Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, but there's some additional details here that we'll talk about in a quick second. Baker seems to have some more information about the project than he publicly revealed that makes him believe that this is the studio that could make the game. However, he made sure to specify that this part is purely his own best guess at who could be developing it. So let's go back to earlier this year. We saw that Insomniac was hiring a system designer for a multiplayer game. Now, Insomniac, while best known for a lot of their single-player titles, are no slouch when it comes to their multiplayer stuff. They made the Resistance franchise years and years and years ago, for anyone who remembers. So, obviously, there is a little bit of multiplayer history there within the company itself. Now, it's tough to say whether this is for what could be a Resistance revival, which there have been rumors about, or for this Marvel multiplayer game, but it's interesting to see Insomniac, if it is true, take another step into the Marvel universe. Now, there's been a lot of rumors over the past kind of few weeks. There's been a lot of speculation that you could get the Marvel gaming universe out of Insomniac at this point, and if this is to be true, it seems like that could be another step in that direction. Now, it's tough to say what kind of multiplayer game they would make, right? Could it be a co-op game? Would it be a PvP game? Would it be a game similar to what people wanted with a Spider-Man 2 co-op kind of adventure mode? Could it be an X-Men game? Honestly, if I was to take a deep dive into this and give you guys my best speculation, it comes down to two things. Now, I've seen, Allfather said Ultimate Alliance reboot and so on and so forth, but for me, it's either two things. It could be a Spider-Verse game. Now, people really wanted Spider-Man 2 to be co-op, right? There was a lot of people who wanted Spider-Man 2 to be co-op and to play with your friends as one as Peter and one as Miles. To me, the next step after Spider-Man 2 is a Spider-Verse game. You have all the Spider-Man characters there, all different Spider-Verse characters that you want, and you kind of do whatever you want within the boundaries of what New York City is, or even go further beyond to other worlds and other realities at that point as well, right? I feel like taking the experience that they've built with their Spider-Man franchise and turning that into a Spider-Verse game, which could be its own spin-off, really seems like that could be a good next step for Insomniac. Or we go with an X-Men game. We now know with Wolverine, and of course with Wolverine, there's always the possibility of cameos and different characters showing up. So why not expand the X-Men side of the universe with an X-Men game that is an online game? We do know that Marvel has big plans for the Mutants, of course, with them coming back into the MCU. There's a lot of speculation there about which characters are going to show up when, how, where, and why. And it does seem like Marvel may want to get ahead of this and make a multiplayer Marvel game that is centered around the X-Men for people to really get deep into that franchise again. But with that being said, guys, that is all the information we have about this far, and it'll be interesting to see where it kind of turns up at this point. It really does seem like Marvel and PlayStation are kind of merging together, and I say merging, but becoming best friends at this point, right? There have been rumors about a Marvel Xbox game, but nothing's really materialized in that front, whereas now we do see them kind of taking more of a deep dive into the PlayStation side of things, right? With the Spider-Man franchise, with Wolverine, with them buying Spider-Man exclusivity over on Avengers. If you're a Marvel fan, you're not on PlayStation, it does seem like this could be a very bad situation for you. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to read all your comments about this. Let me know what your speculation is. What kind of Marvel multiplayer game would you like to see? X-Men, Fantastic Four, The Defenders, Ultimate Alliance reboot for Allfather. What do you guys want to see out of this? And if there's anything that I haven't covered about this, guys, let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to discuss this more with you as we get more information on this game. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time here on the channel. Take care of yourselves. Later, guys.